Hello and welcome to today's live stream with me, No FOMO Charts. Today is April 10th, 2022. It's Sunday, just after midnight here in the USA, Sunday night. And let's go ahead and get started today. What we're going to do is a little shorter stream today, shorter format. Try to keep everything under 1 hour or just at 1 hour. And we're going to look at stocks for about 20 minutes, crypto for 20 minutes. And if anybody has any request charts, we'll do those for about 20 minutes at the end. And some questions at the end as well. So let's get started. Please keep in mind for stocks, we have stock earnings season starting very soon. We could check. This week, actually, we have the financial stocks like Citigroup starting their earnings report in just 3 or 4 days from now. So stock market earnings season is starting this week, and we are going to see some potential volatility entering the marketplace. Okay, so what am I seeing on the charts these days? Well, if we look at the Dow Jones DIA ETF, what I'm noticing on these charts for now, it could be related to COVID, Russia-Ukraine war, inflation, interest rates, government legislation, but also stock earnings season. And the technical chart reasons is it looks like the Dow Jones index might be having a short-term topping out formation because it almost looks like some kind of almost a little dirty up head and shoulders, which could be bearish. So I have that in my mind is this could be a topping out formation, price formation. It looks sort of like December. It almost looks the same. Similar, except the bounce up was much higher right here on January 13, right? You had this bounce up, so we crashed down, we bounced up, but then it continued to crash down because of COVID in January. But right now it's April, okay? We have tax day coming up in the USA. People are getting their tax refunds. We'll look at the Nasdaq. It's QQQ ETF. So that'll take care of that request, US 100. So what I'm saying though is just watch out for this because we had this double top here that was sort of like December double top. And so I'm just playing support and resistance here. So resistance 349, support 344. That's all we need to think about as a swing trader for now. If it does pull back, the two scenarios is it's bouncing just below it hit the 382 Fibonacci and now we're above the 236. It's still in a daily downtrend. I hope people realize that. Okay? Just the big term specific scenario. But if this does turn to be a head and shoulders, we can measure it. Use conservative measurement. 1.79% from the breakdown would bring us down to probably 340.69, which is also the 50% Fibonacci. It could go all the way down to 336 as well. Worst case scenario, retest 326 if something really, really bad happens. But this, to me, the big resistance 354 up here. So in short, summary is if we have really good earnings, this could turn around. If we have bad earnings for any reason, this would pull back down additional. I do want to point out though, is that on the 4 hour, we still have golden cross, it's still holding. So who knows, maybe we would upside down head and shoulders on the intraday and that could push us back up to resistance. 1 hour, we did pull back, but we did have a little bullish momentum on that hour on the Friday, Thursday and Friday. So just want to watch out for that. You could also on this hourly, if we want to draw trend lines, they change color to yellow. So we can see right there, there's a little bit of this wedge action happening inside of here on this price. So intraday for day traders, it is an intraday uptrend, but for longer term swing traders, it's still in the downtrend, like a 4 hour, but it's building though. So just want to watch out for that. Okay, next we're gonna go to S&P 500 before NASDAQ. So S&P 500, similar is that we have these resistance spots, right? January 10th, February 4th, April 1st, April 2nd. We did have the wedge breakout, but again, this daily downtrend just getting started on the price. So I'm probably gonna have to draw this trend line here as so we can box it in somehow. We have that pivot point just falling back down on the intraday off of news. But even if you're not looking at the news, you could see still trying to hold on to this uptrend, right? On this hourly, because on the longer term, it is downtrending. Intraday, though, it's trying to hold the uptrend. We do have a short-term resistance at 450, so we're going to draw that on the charts. Our support, intraday support from Friday was 445. It's playing those levels tomorrow. What I am noticing on some stocks, though, which we'll take a look at, like Twitter, for example, is that actually might bounce up. There was news on Twitter. The breaking news today was Elon Musk decides not to join Twitter board, says the CEO of Twitter. Okay, so to me, my general interpretation is that's probably good, because we don't want one person to have too much power in any company or crypto. So that does that will have an effect on Twitter tomorrow, the stock. So let's jump to QQQ. So all I'm going to say for SPY before I leave this is just watch out for the support and the resistance here, because you could see the battle between the bears and the bulls. We had a huge sell-off, a nice bounce, another sell-off, and this is generally a bounce attempt. Now, is it going to go another higher low, which would bring us to 451? We're going to see that break tomorrow. So pretty much just want to play intraday support and resistance to see where's the break going to happen tomorrow morning in 8 hours from now, basically 6 to 8 hours from now. And then it's taking us straight into earnings. All right, let's do QQQ, because that's somebody asked for US 100. Basically, they're similar. This is the NASDAQ. Okay, so first, if we look at the prices, we're for the double bottom to the double top. I have all these intraday supports that got broken to the downside. And so if you've been following me in the Discord or my ideas, you know that I went short certain tech stocks. And I called the top, this temporary top on SPY stock, ETF, the American stock market, and crypto as well. So knew how to play those. Okay. Just need to point that out to people who might be watching for the first time. But now that this pattern is, the short-term pattern is almost completed. We basically hit the first target, 3%. Okay. So the second target would be 6% to downside, would be 340, which is also New York 618 zone. But what I'm looking at zooming out is, wait, this topping out formation looks like this topping out formation from February 9 in the pink vertical lines. April 4th, February 9. Okay, so what happened here? But what's the difference? Well, we had the Russia-Ukraine war right on February 25. Okay, so that's the difference. So I'm looking at that spot right before the war as some kind of general idea of, okay, if it pulls back down, didn't quite hit our first target, but I'm anticipating probably there might be a lower high bounce in here somewhere at some day, maybe this week, right? Just if we're copying patterns. Same thing happened here. You have a resistance, it pulls back down to a support level, and you have a little bit of a bounce, and then that's what I'm saying. Then we play the resistance and the support to see which way is it going to break. So keep in mind the weighting of the NASDAQ is heavily favored towards those large trillion-dollar market cap stocks like Apple, Amazon, Tesla. Okay, so on your own, traders should be looking at those as well. I'm not going to do it on the stream because we have other requests. But that's the mindset of, okay, if we have the NASDAQ index, as well, which are the largest companies in the NASDAQ and the US 100? Which companies have the most strength? So then I need to analyze those and track those. So it is, you can see here the trend change, right? This went from uptrend to the double top consolidation to a daily downtrend or 4-hour downtrend. But the problem is it's getting close to that oversold range right here, even in this hourly. Okay, it's trying to build momentum. The 4-hour is not quite super oversold yet, but certain stocks on a 15-minute, you're getting this particular setup. So tomorrow morning, what I'm going to watch out for on QQQ, which tends to happen sometimes, is you might get a drop down, the sell-off in the first 50, 30 minutes, but then get oversold in the 15 minute and then bounce up like that. Maybe towards the end of the day or maybe 1 or 2, 3 days from now. But still on the 15 minute, it is still in the downtrend, but it's right here at the support level 347. So we're going to have to see. Sometimes I look at NQ futures, mini NASDAQ futures. I know I saw the news that futures did dip a little bit. So already on the 1 hour, we have the double bottom here with this momentum building. So we're going to have to watch to see what happens in the Europe and Asian trading sessions, which are open basically right now. So just watch out for that on NQ. Just want to play the support and resistance like always in the trend. So again, when I see a price like this, okay, you can turn on indicators, great. So we know it's downtrending, death cross of the 1 hour, but still playing where's the resistance and the support right here? Resistance 352.87. Temporary support, if you're only looking at QQQ chart, 348.53. You look at NQ1, it's slightly different, but I would just play that to see if this sell-off is going to turn around or not. Is it going to bounce up and then fold back down? That's one scenario for the bears. Is it going to hold the higher low and go up? Would be a case for the bulls. But again, it would have to play off of these resistance and support levels. Okay, so there's that request. All right, we'll just do quickly the top 3 market cap stocks. It should be Apple, Microsoft, Google. Maybe we'll throw Tesla in there, and as well as Twitter. 1 second. Okay, so this is what I mean is to get a hold on the indexes, right? How did I know I was supposed to short Apple? Well, there's a huge double top right here. If you just study the charts, you keep finding the patterns over and over again. This is literally my idea I posted on TradingView. It might not hit the target all the way because, you know, why would Apple crash that far unless the shorts take over? But how did I know? This is just simple. Resistance right at the blue, double top, and you have a resistance here, you have resistance here. So if you keep studying the charts, you'll find that, like, wait a second, like, what is this? Upside down head and shoulders, bullish, uptrend into the double top, bearish, double top, bearish. You find a double top, take the short, put on some risk, right? That's what technical analysis is all about. Not guessing. It's not gambling either if you know what you're doing. So the issue here is, okay, it is pulled back and it's very obvious now. Okay, from this top to the bottom is 5%. That's a lot. That's a lot for Apple. That's a lot. 4 hours not oversold completely. 1 hour we did have this bounce. And again, I'm playing. This looks almost exactly like the S&P because Apple's the #1 most powerful large cap stock. You know what I'm saying? So that's why if you kind of get a hold of the majors, analyze the majors, then you'll kind of understand the entire market in general. So it's the same similar idea. I don't want to draw too much because I already have this idea, but it's just getting you that 382. If the bears need to take serious control, we do have a little bit above average intraday volume, but in terms of the daily, we didn't have a huge red day in terms of volume yet. So is the selling climax over? It might not be. You never know, because this MACD did down cross on the daily still. The 4 hour, it's building reversal momentum. That's why I'm being a little cautious right now with Apple. But just play the resistance and support. Resistance 171.52, support 169.21. So the larger pattern, low, high, low, if it bounces up, okay, great, but will it top out and then come back down to hit this 169, 168? That would be nice because my target's 164. But it might take, I said in my idea, it could take a month. Apple's not going to go down without a fight. All right, really quick look at Microsoft, very similar. I might not call out all the numbers here, but we went from a double bottom to a double top. Another easy short, 5% price range. It does look like the lower high attempt did fail though, right? Because if you have this lower high, lower high just barely failed and then back down to lower low. So now the question is, well, how low is it going to go before it bounces back up? So anybody shorting here is riskier because it's lower price. We had to short at the pattern, not chase the short so much. That's for swing trading, day trading. That's the real skill, is understanding trend. How are we going to catch the pattern and get in early enough? Participate. I like to call it participate in the market, participate in the pattern, not 5 days later. So just watch out for this resistance and support. Resistance 301.34, support 296.39. Right above the 50% of this particular double bottom to double top move. So I anticipating there could be some kind of bounce unless there's really bad breaking news tomorrow. All right, not AMD. Let's do Google, Tesla, Twitter, and then we'll just move on. So again, Google with the double bottom to the double top, and Google got shorted down a little bit stronger than these other names. What's the downside target? 3%. Did we hit that? Yes. So now it's already building. This 1 hour reversal to the upside is building. So who knows, right? In 1 day, 2 days, there might be, what is this? 1.5% volatility to the upside. It is building. This is an interesting setup, right? It's been going down for several days, and then the momentum's starting to build again on the hourly, on the 4 hour, right? This thing might turn around for 3 days. Watch out on that. Be careful on Google. Okay, Tesla. How did I know again that this could be the top of Tesla? Okay, this long was for, I think it was for like the other side, not for this particular move, but for this side. This is an old box. So how did I know, again, the S&P, that this might have been a top zone? Because I remember, if you've been following me very, very closely on this, I said intraday on this particular zone, yes, you might pull back, but then I remember saying that this Tesla likes to gap up and overextend itself, just like over here, or just like over here, right? And if you've known Elon Musk in the Dogecoin and that era, May 2021, is he kind of likes to push things, not he, but you know, I could tell when there's going to be a top is when it feels like somebody's trying to push something onto me, like in the stock market. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there's too much PR for a certain company or for a certain setup, and then I know, oh, it's the end. Because somebody's trying to push too hard for it to go up. The stock price or the crypto price. It was the same problem with Dogecoin. Think the SNL promotions, the TV show promotions for Dogecoin. And what was that? That was the sell the event news on the exact minute that it happened. So the same thing is when I saw the headline, Elon Musk is joining Tesla, or gets a 9% stake of Tesla, I'm like, okay, this is going to gap up on Tesla, but then also it's going to round down. Putting all these factors combined is, well, S&P looks like it wants to roll over. There's all these news about Twitter and Tesla. Apple looks like it's about to pull back. So then Tesla's going to pull back. So anyone who wanted to short Tesla, if you're able to get shares, but at least put option, totally doable. Totally doable. But now that it's back, it's pulled back down to an EMA support, is because everyone trades Tesla. People love this company so much. You want to watch out. Want to follow the trend changes. Keep up with the changes. Okay, so we know that the uptrend it's over. Okay, it's over. This particular uptrend for the past 2 weeks is over. Now it's what is happening on Tesla. It's in the gap fill zone of support. Is it super oversold on 4 hour? No, it's not. So there is a longer term bear case that's available, but on these shorter term time frames, just like S&P 500, it's in some kind of relative intraday support zone. And you see what happens when it gets into that support zone. It bounces up. Bounce up. This is the third time it's in the zone. So now we're just in this consolidation, giant consolidation phase, plus or minus 4%. So it has to really break down or break up to get out of here. This is called consolidation. The problem is when consolidation becomes too obvious, then one of the two teams, green team or red team, bears or bulls, are going to win. What it looks like on a 15-minute, though, is that if this support holds above 1,021 or at least 1,000, actually it has to hold above 1,021, you could see a bounce up, at least for maybe a day, probably, or at least for a couple hours at least, right? Very, very short-term day trading mindset play. 5 minutes oversold, 15 minutes oversold. 1 hour is not oversold, but it's on the lower edge of the range. 4 hour, not so much. So this is a day trading play that I'm showing for Tesla. Resistance 1070, support 1023, and then just play that level. There's a 4% range on this, and it finishes usually in about 1 day, within 24 hours. So this setup will expire after about 24 hours. You know, watch out for this. If it's going to be a long setup, what's the risk to reward? Probably like a 3% or 2% to the upside, with a 1% stop loss to the downside, or 1.5% minimum. Right? That could totally happen. Now, the problem is we just had that breaking news of Twitter and Elon Musk is, well, is that going to be true? Is that bullish or is that bearish for Tesla? And vice versa for Twitter. Okay, I'm going to finish with Twitter and I'm going to move on. So how do I know how to short Twitter? Well, because of that thought process of all the charts that I'm going down, I'm showing you right now. I knew SPY was going to come down, Dow Jones is going to come down, QQQ is going to come down, Tesla is probably going to come down. And then I looked at Twitter and I said, wait a second, this thing is overextended on the daily and it looks dirty on the chart. Turn everything off. I just stared at this for like a couple minutes and said, wait a second. We have a gap up on Twitter, okay? And then we have, you know, potential edit button changes and all these changes that might happen. It's like, wait a second, what's happening with this price? Well, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And I said, okay, it's up in the air. All right. I zoom in a little bit and say, wait a second, isn't this some kind of almost a head and shoulders double top? It's a double top. So I'm okay, that's bearish. Zoom in a little bit. I say, wait a second, it sort of looks like a head and shoulders or a BART pattern if you're a crypto trader. And I said, okay, there's resistance up here at the 53.41 range. And I watched it on this day right here, April 6th. I was just watching the price. Like, is it going to go up for a higher high? And it didn't. So then I executed my short right here at 51, like 10 or something like that. At this yellow line, wherever it was, 51.11. And I shorted it, because it's so overextended and the entire market was going to come down. So then I made the play, right? It's just the decision. If I know TA, if I generally know the company, we know Twitter, if you use Twitter. And you see a technical setup and then just execute the trade with risk management. I use a position size calculator, right? Then oh, thank you so much, Terry Turbo. We'll do the DAX right away, right after this one. I think you're talking about the Germany index, right? So thank you so much, Terry Turbo, for the 100 coins. Really appreciate you for watching, joining, and donating. Thank you so much. Okay, so I wanted to show people the risk reward box. This is a really good thing. A tool that people need to use is the risk reward, whether you're long or whether you're short. So what is this risk reward box? It's 4.5% to the downside, and my target was supposed to be 10%. But I started looking at this and said, wait, it looks like the price is going to bounce up on Twitter, especially with this news tomorrow, and it's 9%. right, is a 2-to-1 trade. So I just closed the trade right at the last hour of Friday. I said, this thing looks like it's going to turn around. I'm out. I'm out. No questioning. I'm not going to guess about that. If it goes down, that's fine. If it bounces up, I'm glad I sold, right? Right at the 50% Fibonacci is like, come on, this thing's going to move. So tomorrow, I'm anticipating the longer swing trade of Twitter could bounce up just based on that move. Low, high, lower, low. If it's not going to go lower, Elon Musk not joining the board, it might go up. But have to watch the price break. Let me get you at least 2 numbers before we move on. So 46.70 resistance, 45.95 support, 45.44 support down there. Okay, like this. And just watch which way the price is going to break tomorrow. Could happen in 5 hours from now. Overnight. Okay, let's look at the DAX, the Germany Stock Index. DAX, DX. I'm going to do a fresh chart for Terry Turbo. So here we go. We're looking at 2020 to 2022 right now. Okay, it's tricky right now on this chart because of the Russia-Ukraine war and EU and NATO. It's tricky right now. So just a disclaimer that this technical analysis could be overridden, canceled by any fundamental news, global politics, global legislation changes regarding the war. So please keep that in mind. All right. The first thing I'll do right here is Fibonacci from the bottom of 2020, COVID lows to our COVID highs. How did I know that November, December, or how did I can anticipate that this was about to crash? Double top right here on the DAX. It was uptrending for 1.5 years, and then we went sideways. That is not good. Not good. We went into a consolidation channel right here. Double top, break up that support, downside, short. But then this is the war, right? February 25, the start right here at the blue dot. And then it pulled back all the way down. We have a global crash all the way down to the 50%. Then it bounced back up after that super oversold move down here on March 14. Or actually here in Europe, DAX, it was March 8th. It happened much faster. For US, it was 14. But there's a good relationship there because the EU, the DAX Germany index and the UK index probably bounced up first and then USA bounced up later. But now the same logic applies is we have, turn this off. Still draw trend lines. Okay, we have that there. We have this one here. That also makes sense. It's just a super pullback to the downside. But now it's stuck inside of this little wedge. But it looks almost like the Dow Jones if we just were here since the beginning. It did double bottom. Okay, so on the 4 hour, we do have a double bottom. Double bottom in the price support right at 14,043 euros right here. Okay, so that's our intraday support. I would also Fibonacci this as well. Again, right off the 382, right below, what is this, 236. Okay, this might be getting confusing. I'll hide this one, the big one. Okay, so it's still stuck under those EMAs, right? 4 hour is building on the MACD. So there's definitely a global relationship. All right, so it's trying to uptrend on this 1 hour. You can see it was downtrending. Now it's up. It's trying to 1 hour uptrend. I did see that news, and I saw that photo of UK's Boris Johnson, right? Actually went to Kiev and met with Zelensky, right? President Zelensky. So I'm like, wow, that to me, that's kind of like a bullish picture to me. Committing £100 million to Ukraine funding is like, to me, that's kind of bullish. That's good, right? Like, what kind of president will fly into a war zone, right? So it's just like, that's pretty bullish to me, seeing that picture. So, okay, and I did see that press conference with that, I believe is a German chancellor as well as Boris Johnson, UK's Boris Johnson, that they're talking about all the news and the funding and that. So that could be interpreted bullishly. And definitely on this chart, okay, we're seeing a 1 hour uptrend. So what I'll do is just play the resistance and the support. On this chart, there's resistance at 14,310. The support is at 14,190. We draw a little baby trend line right here. Little baby one. But the fact that we double bottom off of 14,049 euros, that's good. So now I'll just watch for this. Is this going to turn into uptrend or no? That's the big question. That's all that matters. Double bottom, higher high, higher low. Are we going to make a higher high all the way to 14,457? Would be nice. Meaning, is this going to happen? That would be nice. The stop loss is 0.68. So probably minimum profit target of like 1.5% if someone's trying to just play that index. But is it low oversold? Like here on April 6th? Unfortunately, no. So there's higher risks just buying some kind of long right now, because if someone was trying to buy that crash here at the blue line, that would be a safer entry for the DAX as a day trader. Even as swing traders, like, wait, there's 1 hour oversold with the double bottom, just buy, long. So now it's a question of, are we going to get bullish extension to the upside or not? It could just hit it up for 1 day and then pull back down. So hopefully I explained it enough, the two scenarios that could happen. Is long term, the DAX is still in a downtrend. So let me erase this and do the long term, just in case you're an investor. The DAX is still long term in the downtrend. Okay. The only time we had such a strong pullback to the downside, and this kind of applies to all global stocks like EU region, is here sometime in October 2020 range. We had this big pullback down. It almost looks the same, right? It kind of is the same, because you have the uptrend into sideways and then down, and then we had uptrend to sideways and down. History rhymes with itself, right? So what was that? That was 13%. It's huge, large range. Here, even bigger, 20% range. So all I'm gonna say as an investor, how we're gonna get out of this with earnings coming up, is this needs to hold the higher low, and this applies to USA too. Hold the higher low, and then keep making higher highs to get out of here, break the all-time high of the DAX, and then that'll be really bullish on the news. In my opinion, the war kind of has to be ending, and we need some real peace treaty talks signed into hard letters, legislation, official, and then the good earnings. That would be the best case bullish scenario. But for now, as it stands, with the current information we have at this minute in time, is, well, okay, good things are happening, but it's still in a daily downtrend. This to me is still a daily downtrend. This could be a higher high, so I'm watching for it. Needs to hold. It needs to never go below 12,756. If I want me to put in one sentence, because if it goes below here, we're in big trouble, right? That would be like a COVID level crash. It could, on a weekly, come down all the way back down to 13,000. Double bottom, and then go up. That would be a very strong weekly setup, but that hasn't happened yet. So that's how I'd interpret it. I think I gave you two scenarios, so just something you need to, like anybody watching for the DAX or some of the EU regions, is just play the resistance and the support. If this price starts folding over and going down, okay, then we know what to do. We short it down. If it loses that support. But if it holds and then reverses and keeps going up, then just long, buy. Even if the news is panicking, it doesn't matter. It's the technical setup still works. Well, not doesn't matter, but you know what I'm saying? We don't want to just keep chasing the news. Is this bottom was actually very tradable if someone's an intraday day trader. This is what I'm saying. How could have someone found this exact bottom? Is definitely possible. It happened in the EU session for me overnight. But you had a downtrend. And then you got oversold on the RSI, momentum building and turn to an uptrend. Buy, buy, buy. That's a long setup right there. Oops. Long setup right here. Then the target could have been one of these resistances on left side. So maybe like a 6%, 3% stop loss, and then you're in the green right now. Just watch out. Just watch out though. Because it does look like Dow Jones, like I'm saying. Just, is this going to head and shoulders? You need to watch for this. Right here, this 14,145 support. Will we break up? That would be nice. Continuation. Or if we're going to break down, then watch out for that. Okay, hopefully I explained that enough. I'm kind of going overtime now, so I got to go into crypto right away. Let's go crypto. Thank you for all the requests and donations. Okay, total market cap. We'll do crypto. But what I just said about DAX, that TA knowledge applies to any chart. Any time frame, any chart. That's why it's important. Okay, crypto. Crypto. Kind of sick today in my nose. Great. Thank you so much for watching and donating. All right. So we'll see total. Total. Okay. We can't actually short total, but I just still drew the box because I need to show people the direction. So again, how did I know? How did I know? How did I know? From experience and knowledge, and studying and trading and just being in the market, you have a double top. Double bottom till a double top. On total, when's the last time we had a double top? Here? When's the last time we had a double top or head and shoulders? Here? Double bottom here. This one was tricky, right? But this was head and shoulders over here on total. Right? So if you look at a daily and we're patient, if you're a swing trader, if you're an investor, patience is the key. I want things to get overextended in each direction. I want it to be overextended to the upside or overextended to the downside, and then I know how to make my move. Look for the patterns, patience, don't panic on news, don't follow the news too much, just participate in the market. Excuse me one second. We participate in the market as traders and investors. Okay, so now that this double top on the yellow box resistance, this is my idea from TradingView. 4%. 4%. Also, I should note that if you just look at a line chart, you're not finding out all the clues, right? On candles, how did I know? I drew this yellow box right here because, wow, so much selling right here, so much resistance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, 9 days in a row. That's strong resistance rejection. On total market cap, that's the entire crypto market. Somebody is not letting us go higher. The whales, the billion-dollar funds, the algorithms, the bots. Somebody's not letting us go higher. Somebody's building short position on their coins. So then when I see the double top, okay, what is the move? 4%. Okay, if it breaks down, 4%, we hit that 4% mark. And then I wrote that the target was basically 2 trillion, 2T. Or excuse me, let me actually be more accurate. Let me look at my idea. Make sure I'm giving you guys accurate information. Pull my idea. Just bring it up on the screen. It's a TradingView idea, right? Because before I saw it in the channel is double topping, and I said the target is down here. I wrote it. Oh, the bear's target is 1.89. I was saying if two T's lost, it's going to 1.89 or 1.9. And then what happened? Fast forward, right there, right exactly to 1.8, 1.9. So technical analysis works if we know how to do it. This target was, I drew it a little lower because sometimes crypto likes to overextend itself to downside, like we saw in Zilliqa and Yiffy. Now you're in finance. I'll explain those in a second if we have time. But TA works. Now the problem is, okay, the issue right now is, wait a second, if tech stocks are about to bounce up and there's been about like a 70% correlation between crypto and USA stock market, at least for past like 30 days, 40 days, about 70%, according to my calculation, is, wait a second, are we about to bounce up on crypto? Because on this 15 minutes, oversold, right? Oversold. And what does that mean? Long time. Time to go long some cryptos if you're a day trader. Stop loss of like a 1%. That might be too big. 0.78, something like that for crypto. Because if it's 15-minute oversold, okay, 1 hour is not really there yet, but just want to watch out for it. If we're only comparing RSI to RSI, purple to purple, is, wait a second, the last time it got to 33 was right here. So you might get a short baby bounce, what I like to call it, a little small, very, very small bounce. And then maybe it might hit that lower low later. So again, is there huge momentum building on the hour? No, that's why I'm not really touching crypto right now. I want to see a clear break to each side. Okay, 4 hours definitely building. Yes, we just talked about that. I did Twitter and stocks like 20 minutes ago. So again, that's why I might get this bullish bounce around tech stocks. Even without the Twitter news, it's bullish intraday for tech stocks, like 15-minute hourly. So on crypto, it might happen. Look at Bitcoin futures, what the big Chicago traders are looking at. Again, we've been stuck in this wedge. It tried to, we did find support in this range. That's how I knew to go long here on this crypto. I should mention, for example, I went long VTHO. I made a lot of profit. I sold my coins. I made 54% profit on this one trade. Yes, Steve, SoCal from TradingView. We looked at Twitter stock and we talked about the news, so you might have to check the replay. I think I talked about it like 15 minutes ago. So again, if we know technical analysis and you know your coins, there's a lot of coins now on Binance USA, Coinbase. There's like 84 to 162 or something like that. So you got to know your coins, right? But successful crypto trade, 50% profit in a matter of, I don't know, it's like 1 month. It's not impossible, okay? So going back, but then I was patient. You must realize that this didn't happen in 1 day. How long did I have to wait for this setup? I had to wait. I think I waited since last year. I think I waited 6 months for this setup. Okay, so that's investing. That's swing trading investing for you. Do I have the patience? Do I have the technical analysis skills and knowledge and discipline as a technical analyst, as a trader, to understand, okay, if this is at the top here, I probably should not buy that. November, December, when people are super excited about crypto and stocks, I probably should not buy that. It's at resistance. It's high price relative. So I said to myself, okay, if this thing ever goes down low enough, I'm going to buy some. And then that setup happened to be the war, COVID and the war pushed things way down. And then it finally came into a nice buy zone. And then we had bullish momentum to the upside. So I just bought it. I bought it exactly at 0.003, literally the bottom here. So I'm just saying, sometimes you just do it right. Like a trader just does it right, is all I'm saying. Now, weekly, is crypto going to keep going up? It could, right? I'm saying weekly consolidation for a lot of these cryptos. I should use Bitcoin chart, not VeChain. Just Bitcoin. Weekly consolidation underway, right? The green was from a different one. But when I looked at the charts last week, I'm on a weekly chart now, is if you know your candlestick patterns, when I saw this middle candle, I'm thinking to myself, okay, that could be consolidation. As soon as we get any red confirmation on the right side, it's evening star. It's bearish. Evening star, bearish. You get out of there. You definitely have to get out of there. Last morning star was this one. I mean, evening star, right? So you have to know your candlestick patterns as part of technical analysis. Candlestick patterns. But I do realize that anywhere above Bitcoin closing above 39,000 is still okay. It's still okay because you have a high, low, high. If we're gonna make a higher low on the weekly, fine, totally fine, and then we should make a higher high if it holds here very strongly. If it holds here strong enough. High, low, high, low. Okay, so that's the big picture I have in my mind. Okay, if Bitcoin's gonna crash down for the next couple of weeks or months, if it happens, 38,000 Bitcoin is our line in the sand. Even draw a trend line. Where is it? Could fall back down to there. The bottom of that yellow trend line. Yep. So now it's kind of here. Stuck here. Resistance, pull back down to the middle range. Why is it stuck there? Because intraday. Intraday. Now it's starting to look just like the S&P 500, right? We just looked at it. It looks almost the same. That's how you know the correlations are there. Is that we went from the uptrend into the downtrend, into symmetrical triangle, to lost that support, downtrend. Now it's here. Riding this blue support on the downside. We did have this little 4-hour bounce a couple days ago, but I didn't play that. I took profit on some I took profit on all my cryptos for trading. Okay, I could talk about my closed positions. I don't like to talk about open positions because there's too many problems doing that. So I talk about my closed positions. Is that I closed that VeChain Thor for that 54% profit, and now I'm looking for the next setup. So as a long crypto trader, I'm looking for things that are relatively low price. If something's sky high, I'm not going to buy that. I'm going to short that. If something crashed down to the ground and it's still a good coin or stock, I'm going to buy that. That's that quote of Warren Buffett of be fearful when others are greedy and be greedy when others are fearful. When I bought VeChain Thor, there's nobody in any of my live chats. You know, there's a correlation there, right? So just like social sentiment wise, is we just need to watch out for that, right? Keep that in mind. Is if everybody you know is long, be careful, right? If everybody is afraid or fearful and like hates the market and quit the market, is like, wait a second, that actually might be a buying opportunity. Gotta be contrarian, gotta do the opposite. All right, so this H4 chart, how would I play this? Well, I am looking at it still. So, okay, we put a larger Fibonacci. If you look at it from this bigger Fibonacci, maybe it might hit 40,000, 41. If you do an intermediate Fibonacci, it's right there. If you're doing very short-term intraday day trading, that's why the 618 level for the intraday bounce, it's all lining up like a puzzle. But still, on this 1 hour chart, it is downtrend. I hope people realize that. The angle of the wedge is down. Like that. This is uptrending. Right? So unless I want to see maybe a little bit more support building here above 41,000 before people can get really confident about this. Okay? Just watch out for that. And why do I talk about total and Bitcoin for like 20 minutes? It's because if a trader can analyze this and trade this really well, Bitcoin and total, then you could just buy any coin and then, not any coin, but any top like 10, 25 market cap coin and make money trading. Right? Just got to manage that risk. This is not an all-in scenario. This is not a leverage scenario. It's just simple intraday trade where the upside could be somewhere like 4% or 3%. And then like downside would be like 2% dash trading. Okay. Let's just look at the majors. USDT. We'll get to the request in about like 5 or 10 minutes. Same thing. I X this as this is a potential resistance zone, and then it immediately crashed from that, right? You just kind of get to know it, the market. You get a sense. And I say, wait a second. I measure this symmetrical triangle, do a conservative measurement, close to close. Say, it's about like a 19-20%. Did we hit that? Oh, we definitely did. Right on the dot. 19-20% right on the X marks the spot. Then it's going to pull back. Pull back where? 382. Okay. Okay. That's good. But we did get this little rejection. That was unfortunate. Tried to go long Zilliqa there, but got stopped out on that one trade. But very, very small stop out because you have to realize I was up 54% in the profit, right? And then 3% on a very small position is almost very negligible, right? That is trading. That's how you manage risk. That's how you manage, a trader manages risk. It's like a non-issue. The one small tiny loss doesn't matter. So what I'm looking for now on the H1, on the H4, on Ethereum is this 3144 support going to hold or not? Now you can see the consolidation, this setup is just everywhere. It's total market cap 2.0 right here. It's repeat. Is this going to hold or not? Question mark. The range is 3 to 4%. There's 3 to 4% easy potential setup here. But if it breaks below and holds below, then we're going down, and then we're looking at 3,000 and 2,900 at that. Then those would be better long opportunities. One of these. Here you're just playing the support off the 200 EMA, red line, and the 382 Fibonacci support. But the problem is you do see the larger double top right here on the top, right? On this top blue side, the yellow side, in the circle. Because if you turn the candles on, wait a second, double top, okay. So in a bearish scenario, 3% to the downside would take us to 30.91. And then I would like to buy there. Okay, so BNB USDT. On the weekly, again, we could get, it's in this larger wedge. I want to erase that. Larger wedge, just like Bitcoin, bouncing off here. So if we pull back on the weekly, it would turn into an upside down head and shoulders, and that would be bullish. Same thing with Ethereum. If it pulls back down in the double top, we could pull back down here, but still continue up. So one bad week or 2 bad weeks in crypto does not destroy crypto. Patience is the key. Patience is the key. Because if somebody wants to buy like a Binance coin or any crypto, whatever you're looking at right now, we have to ask ourselves, is it relatively low price or is it high price in this moment in time? Binance coin is on the higher price, like all cryptos, they're on the higher price side. Not all, but most of them, the big market cap ones. 2-3 months ago, it was relatively low priced. So then it was a better opportunity to buy here on the left side, but nobody cared, right? The average person didn't care about crypto 2 months ago. They care about it now because you see 50 to 100% greens, right? Step-in went 200%. Now people care about step-in, right? I should point out that on March 27, I actually did call the ascending triangle setup on step-in. And my target was 100+% on that. So that setup was actually there. I watched the replay. You can watch it too. My March 27 stream, I did it towards the end. Someone requested it. So want to watch out for this. 382, 50%, 618. These levels. Is this a head and shoulders? Not a perfect one, but if we're going to say it's dirty, because crypto, dirty patterns sometimes work. Okay. 2.31% to downside. Did we hit that? Oh, we definitely did. We went 2 times the target. Now, poke in a little bit, zoom in a little bit. Again, that 15-minute bounce, it's happening. It's happening right now. You can see the lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lost this support, boom, crashed back down to the 382, oversold. Bots are going to buy that. And it's a matter of, are you on the computer at the exact time we need to buy? Small trade, 1% downside, 2% or 3% target for Binance Coin. If somebody's a day trader or leverage trader. All right. So hopefully that makes sense for crypto. Let's do some requests and then we'll sign off for today. I'll do a Startis request because he's been here for a long time in the chat. Let's do Aussie Yen. That means I'm gonna use FXEM chart. Okay, so we're looking at Forex now. We're looking at Aussie dollar to Japanese yen. Forex. on FXCM. I'm going to start on a daily chart. Okay, so how could anybody know this thing was going to go up? It's telling me right here on the chart, so I'll show you where. So again, this is our COVID low, and then we had our COVID high. So this is why support and resistance is extremely important, because for breakout setups, you need to have a level like right here. Okay, so I'll draw it in yellow. It's called resistance. Once you have the breakout, this is a breakout play, right? Because of the war, because what's happening, because of COVID, all this is here. If you're a swing trader in Forex, this is a huge move, right? This is 100 points of move, but I'm just showing an example. You could swing trade Forex, it's possible, right? There's support and resistance. It's playing between these two levels, consolidating to the side. This is why trend is important too. It was uptrending. It was sideways consolidation. They have a breakout to the upside, which in my opinion is very overextended. This is not normal. But if you measure the move, it was 3.5%, and it went exactly 2 times the move. Maybe actually a little bit more than that. Let me measure it exactly perfectly. Let's go exactly the bottom. Sometimes you have to measure. Okay, exactly the bottom to exactly the top is 9%. Okay, so then exactly from the breakout to exactly the top, almost went 2 times. But the first big consolidation was about that 9, 10, 12% range. So it got a little too overextended. So intraday, I would use the past as a general reference. Okay, the RSI, where are we? It's a 70 on a day chart. Okay, when's the last time we had 70? October 28th. What does that look like on the chart? 70 right here. What does that look like? 70 on the RSI. What does that look like right here? The last time we had 70 actually wasn't at the top, the 4th time back. So what are we looking for in the price? You're also looking for intraday loss of support. So why is it not a good time to short right now? Because it's not a super high overextended intraday level. If you look at the RSI, it's in the middle. 1 hour, it's not overextended. Also, I want to notice on this hour is if you turn all the EMAs off, what are the patterns? You just had this kind of Bollinger Band poke out, or you had this very overextended on the RSI. So that's one reason to short. Another reason you have a double top here, loss of support. Okay, that's one reason to short. When you have a support here, it's one reason to long, right? So is it time to short this thing? Maybe soon, but maybe not exactly yet. Okay, because the resistance is where it's 94. Resistance 94. Resistance 94. So where is it right now? 93. It's a long way to go. Long way to go, if I'm honest. The only reason I was short is if you have severe loss of support breakdowns. If it breaks down below 92.46, or if it breaks down below 91.75 like this, then execute a short like here somewhere. Educational advice only. Execute a short and then try. Right? Either gonna short the top or you're gonna short the breakdown. Shorting the top is safer, right? But is there a huge pattern that's gonna say it's gonna go down? No. Is it really oversold? No. So it's just kind of in middle no man's land right now. It's in the middle of the pattern. Everything's kind of neutral or slightly bearish, right? You have double bottom on the 4-hour RSI. So just wait for this one a little bit. Wait for it. It's kind of like US oil, in my opinion. Yeah, you have to wait for that for a while to really hit the top before it crashed down. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Again, if I had to just simplify it, just play resistance and support levels, and then watch for the trend change, because this thing is still uptrending. It's not over yet, right? It did hit the double top, but then you want to see a strong lower low, lower high for this thing to get crushed down to the downside. Let's do GMT, and then we'll end with CCD, because someone on YouTube, I'm not sure if he's a real person or not, because I get a lot of spam comments like all the time. So we'll do CCD, but hopefully it's not a scam comment, a shell comment. All right. But we'll do GMT because I know that went crazy. You're probably talking about step in here, right? Step in. All right. So what's going on with step in? Okay. So I do want to point out on my March 27th stream, I personally reviewed it myself, and I called this saying, this is an ascending triangle right here. This is ascending triangle. I say it's low liquidity coin at back at that time. Right here is lower liquidity. I say watch out for the potential break. It needs to hold above 75 cents. That's exactly what happened. What was the measured move? 80% to 100%, right? And then where did it go? 250%. That's crypto for you. That's crypto when it's like it's a penny coin, 75 cents, right? And then it's all about the intraday. It's all about the intraday. So it got overextended, okay, and then it pulled back. It didn't quite go down to its pivot point of $1.88, but that's okay. So this is a intraday continuation play because it was downtrending. You could draw on the 4-hour now, or back in that time, when whoever requested it. It was here. There was this little consolidation wedge to the downside, measurable. It might not be the full range. But if you measure the conservative, 10%, did we go 10%? Yes. So now that we have a consolidation, now just like, what was that? Just like Aussie yen, Australian dollar yen, is instead of chasing the watch list, is not chase, but analyze the price. So what's the resistance? 267. What's the resistance? 295. Where's the support? 238. 225, 212, and then 2. So on the 1 hour, this thing is uptrending on the price. So if somebody's gonna, because I don't trade stepping at all, so it doesn't matter for me, but if somebody's gonna try to do this, there was a little bit more opportunity to buy here at a lower price if you're trying to intraday trade. Yes, I know it's 200% up, but if somebody's just trying to scalp this or do a short swing trade, there is that 10% opportunity based off that triangle in the past week. But I don't trade stepping at all. But it shouldn't affect you though. But you have to realize though, be very, very objective. Who cares about the 200% at this second in time? Is it low RSI entry? It is not. Did a 1 hour up cross? Was that opportunity there? Yes, that was there on the 15-minute, 5-minute. But on 4 hour, there was that MACD building. That's why there's a 4 hour bullish divergence back here, bullish momentum, April 5-6, 4-5-6. And then we reverse to the upside. Will that continue? Is the question. So step in, if this thing is going to hold, it could retest 267 or go even higher to $3 because it's crypto. Okay, so I would just play these support levels. And then the intraday EMA, this thing riding up. You could draw it again, right? This thing's riding up. So the last time step in was low was April 10, 3 o'clock, 7 hours ago, right? It's already up 9% in 7 hours. That's crypto trading. It's all about timing. Finding the setup and then buying. For me personally, because I was already up 57, 60% almost, on all my trades, I just sold all my trades and I don't need to worry about anything for the weekend, right? As a trader. But if someone is really hungry for the setup, it was here. It was here. It was right here. If you know a trend. So what is the potential range? 10%. 10% to about like 5%. So what's 5%? 5%, 250. First target. Almost hit that. If it goes again, another 5%, 262 target. Right? Is it super overbought to the upside? No. But you just want to try to buy it at a support level. It did bounce right up to 237. So that's what some intraday traders are playing off of right now with this short stop loss. So if someone's going to trade this, because it's 1 hour, 4 hour sort of attempting uptrend reversal, that's the thought process. If it's uptrending, just buy some and put a stop loss, not every single penny of your capital. And just try to hit the trade. Because it's uptrending. But is it high? It is kind of high. 5-minute, 15, this could crash on you. So maybe like a 236 would be a cleaner entry. Somewhere here. or 226. But either way, if somebody's going to try to play it, then you can try to play it. At some point, though, what I'm worried about for people is if the price of Steppen, I'm going to just draw it over here, right? If it pulls back like that, double tops, and then crashes down like that, you want to be careful of this side. Watch out for the right side if that happens. If Steppen's going to keep going up, great. Anyone who's long, fantastic. That's what crypto is, I'm happy when other people get profit. It's fine. It's great. Just watch out, though, that we're not FOMOing too high. You're not the last person on the trade buying right at the resistance before it crashes down negative 60% on you. You got to watch out for that. That's why small amount of capital, very small amount. Meaning like manage your risk. You need to be comfortable. A trader needs to be comfortable with the risk so no one's worried or they could get sleep at night. All right, let's go CCD. Somebody, I hope this is not a scam or shield coin that somebody's just trying to make a comment on my YouTube, but this kind of seems like a human being. So, okay, look at CCD. It's apparently some kind of newer coin on Bitfinex exchange. But this is like ICO, right? ICOs, I typically don't play ICOs. Okay, so it started off at 0.001. Okay, nice. It went a lot of percent. That's fine. That's crypto. But right now it's 0.045 cents, or 4 cents. Not much volume at all, just based on the candles. I did get shorted down. I see what happened here. That's what people did. It was just, why did it go up? It was because it was discounted, and then you had a rally for 2 weeks, just like Steppen, right? A lot of setups on this March 25, 26, 27, right? This is what the value traders were looking for, and they got it. And it went up like 144%. But if this thing's going to pull back, Fibonacci, the close to the close, pulling back to closer to the 0.88. Okay, just need to mark down the charts. But also, though, if we go from low to high from here, where's the close? Possible intraday bounce if it gets to the 618, so the 0.43, 0.38. Could be nicer places for an entry, but it's relatively high priced on the daily. However, okay, this one's trickier coin because nobody really trades this one. But okay, if I'm only looking at charts, potential bounce setup, but because it's so low liquidity, is like it's tricky on these ones, right? Because if you look on intraday, nobody's trading this thing, right? This is just stop losses being pummeled to the downside. So this is more of like an investment type of thing because it's like, as a trader, it's so choppy, it's so bot controlled, it's so algorithm market maker controlled. Is all you got to do is just play levels. So if it's going to be 0.045 support, 0.042, 0.041, right? If it ever gets down to 0.038 or 0.035, that's nicer spotted value. Because again, what happens, what am I saying, is the danger of trading is unless somebody finds the setup way ahead of time, aka VeChain Thor, aka Tesla before the bounce, aka Twitter before the bounce, etc., then there comes a point in the trade where it goes too high and then it starts becoming, a trader could start chasing it. And then once somebody starts chasing it too high and they have no stop loss, or it's too high and they get stopped out, there's no point in that long trade, right? You want to try to get in long as early as possible. Okay, the Zilliqa trade I was posting about, that's just, it was not really oversold, okay, but it's building. So now, if anyone's wondering, like, wait a second, didn't this guy get stopped out of Zilliqa? Yes, I did. But it's a very small amount of capital, but I'm still reconsidering entering. Why? Because it's going from a downtrend. Zilliqa went up a lot, right? Okay, great. But Zilliqa was pulling back, trying to play this double bottom on the price here, but that didn't work out. But now there's a higher low and double bottom on the 4 hour here. The H1, there was that double bottom here, right? Below the stop price. But if it's going to uptrend and continue up, I might take a long position. Now, with Zilliqa is, or for all little altcoins, is, okay, is it going to uptrend reversal? Then I need to long that to catch some extra profit on the way up. right? Because now, after this little baby crash, it's still a larger setup, but we need like the correlation of tech stocks to go up. We need Bitcoin to go up as well because Bitcoin kind of didn't go up for a little while. We had a little flash pump this over the weekend, but there's a little bit of signs that I'm looking for on some of these cryptos, like this 4-hour divergence, this bullish divergence right here, this building, and say, some of these might pipe up. Okay. Now even I'm curious. I know 1 hour's up, but now I'm just kind of hunting. I'm curious now myself. I have my own watch list. Because you have to realize when crypto, SHIB with the potential, maybe upside down head and shoulders, right? Maybe it's not quite at support, but maybe SHIB with 4% volatility. But a lot of these, when you see a lot of red in crypto, it's like, there might be a little intraday bounce there. This is a more risky style of trading. Because trying to catch the exact bottom, like for example, VeChain Theory, because it could take 3 to 6 months. But sometimes when you catch the bottom of the move, I mean, there's the biggest gains. But don't want to go all in. Tezos with a double bottom. This is interesting, right? Right, immediately on the charts. Tezos. Maybe I'll trade Tezos instead of Zilliqa, right? It looks better. There's that 2 to 1. Exactly. Beautiful. I need to write this down. So this is literally part of the life of a trader, technical analyst, is you just hunt for charts. When you find a setup, write it down. You know what? I'll just type it because I can't find my my pen. So right here, XTZ, USDT Tezos, 4-hour double bottom, price, RSI moment, bullish momentum. I might chart idea. Let's just see what else we got on the charts. I'm gonna go a little over because I just want to hunt myself for setups. Let's take a look. What do we got going on in the market? AAVE, a little bit of bullish momentum on AAVE. Right, the 618. I'll write that one down. One moment, please. Need to get a sip of water. Okay. Thank you for waiting. All right, so AAVE with the 618 potential bounce right here on 4-hour. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So again, what we're looking for is we're looking for value. We're looking for low price. IOTA. Interesting. Near support level at the 0.88 relative. So even IOTA. looking interesting. But again, a lot of these altcoins are not going to bounce up without Bitcoin going up, right? So we have to actually rewind. Just don't get too excited, but rewind to Bitcoin itself. So is it the lowest price ever? No, it's not. So that's why I'm not getting too excited about it. If Bitcoin was a little lower, let's say like right holding above 40,000 for a couple days, then I would be a little bit more excited about crypto. But it actually just lost this. So we have to see in the next 24 hours, is it going to bounce up with tech stocks or not? But we'll just keep going back. Zilliqa. See, Zilliqa, it could go up, but then also you can see the support is still 10 cents down here. That's why I'm not excited about Zilliqa that much anymore. But it still could bounce up. It could. But if you zoom out, it's like, wait, it's already overextended. So I'm more interested in 10 cents Zilliqa at this point. One Harmony, very nice. One Harmony near a support level point. So you can see right here in the larger yellow box, right here. Looking interesting. What I'm looking for on cryptos though is I want to see the turnaround first, if possible, right? Because if there's a saying in Wall Street, we do not want to buy or catch a falling knife. This is a falling knife. The price, that's what it basically is. We don't want to try to catch it because if somebody tried to trade that 10 times, you just lost 10 times for no reason, right? It's just I'm waiting for the turnaround, the trend change. So I might not post a lot of crypto setups on my ideas because sometimes it's not about quantity, right? It's just about waiting, 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 and then I want to see turnaround. I want to see turnaround, and then boom, I'm gonna buy something if the setup's good enough. But it's right at the support level. That's why this caught my eye. One Harmony, and then the stop loss is still big. It's 10% stop loss, but that would mean there's 20% opportunity if it's going to consolidate in that range. This range I'm talking about right here. Okay, so I'm gonna write this down. One Harmony. Support play on the price. Neo. This one just barely got stopped. The stop loss was too tight. So sometimes on crypto, as a crypto trader, from experience, you just gotta have like a larger stop loss because a lot of times, like for example, what the market makers are doing, because when you sign a contract with the crypto exchange, you're actually, for most of them that I've seen, is you're agreeing to, traders agreeing to doing business with market makers who can see all the orders. So the exchange and the market makers know 100% exactly what we are doing when we place our trades, and they know exactly where the stop loss level is. So you're doing business with somebody who can see all the orders. They have tremendous advantage as a trader. So how do we get away from that? Is instead of putting one all-in order, is stack orders, right? This is getting way too advanced because I know there's people who just started like 1 month ago. It doesn't really matter. So what matters more is buy low, sell high. That's the key, right? And then manage emotions. So is this low or is that high? That's high. Is this low in the circle? Is that relatively low? The answer is yes. And then that's why you buy low and then you sell high at the top. Resistance in the X, support in the 0, in the O's. So now we're getting to that O zone. Right, another support zone. That's why crypto's starting to look interesting to me. As a swing trader. Somebody asked me for Gala a long time ago. This is why we don't buy Gala when it goes super high like that. So I was saying, watch out for all these levels and it finally hit that lowest level. And then somebody buys just like I bought VeChain Thor. So patience is the key. A lot of these cryptos looking exactly the same. A lot of them looking exactly the same. So just rapid fire for the sake of time. Looking for anything interesting. Wow, watch out for ZRX. Watch out. This could be a bear setup as always intraday, a global. Head and shoulders, 4 hour on ZRX. Right, 12% downside. That's a lot, but for crypto, that's bringing it down to 61 cents. So watch out for that. There's a bearish setup. Always looking for bearish setup. In America, I don't have futures, so on altcoins, so I can't do this one. But if somebody wants to try it, there is definitely a setup right there. LPT. Interesting. LPT at a 618 in the price zone, but still under the resistance trend line. But now it's a resistance trend line. But still, almost looks like an upside down head and shoulders. Almost, right? It's finding some kind of short-term support. So some kind of market maker, some whale is holding this for now temporary. There's a buy, there must have been a buy wall down here. So maybe I might watch this one, right? You want to play the break above 25.35 if you want, or play the support right here. 3% to 6% is there. So let me write this one down. PT. I'm going fast right now. I usually go a little slower than this, but KNC. I remember talking about KNC, that there's support down here. KNC, right? And then same thing here. You had the breakout. KNC, right? That's it. It's just like Aussie. It's just like AUD JPY. Same deal. Resistance breakout. That's a real setup. It's more dangerous, but it happens. Sushi, coin. So a lot of these pulling back to they're like 236 or 382 levels. Even VeChain Thor, it found the very, very small intraday support level, but I already sold by that. By then, I already sold back here, so I don't need to play it again. Going down fast. All right, we can look at the crypto stocks too. There's like 5. Bitcoin's all doing the same thing. GBTC. See, even here, GBTC. Like, if somebody's out there and they don't even want to touch crypto for any reason, which is totally fine, you can still trade these OTC crypto stocks if you have access to USA Stock Exchange. So there's BITO, that's the ProShares Bitcoin ETF, BTF, the Valkyrie Bitcoin ETF. There's GBTC, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. It's an OTC stock, but I remember I was staring at GBTC at this. I was giving this up to somebody else, but right here that was the support level, 23.88. So even on this chart, this person caught GBTC at the bottom, and then I bought VeChain Thor at the bottom, right? That's why you just keep waiting for it, because it was kind of obvious, because it was going down, and then it just didn't go below 23. And then Bitcoin double bottom right here, and then all the cryptos went up. But then it double top right now. That's why I'm not going to buy cryptos right now, because it's relatively high in a short-term downtrend. That's why I'm like, I'm going to wait a little bit on cryptos before I re-enter the market, because if it happens to pull back down a lot, then I'm going to be very happy I waited. See here on the Ethereum Trust, you had that double top, bearish resistance. Get out if you're a day trader. For trading, I'm not talking about holding investing for 5 years. That's you don't even need charts for that with that mindset. GDLC, there's some new ones. I got curious last week. Oh, there's new ones. There's a Zcash Grayscale Trust. It's a little Zcash one. There's a Horizon, but that's not doing well. Stellar Lumens Trust, that one's not doing well either. All right, so again, hopefully we just went through the entire Binance USA list. I found 5, so Tezos, AAVE, IOTA, 1, LPT. I'll be watching those. That's my watch list for this week on crypto and Bitcoin, obviously, itself. So there's actually 6. I might not put all of the I might not make chart ideas for all of them, but if you're watching the one of the benefits of watching the stream and being in the Discord is I will put it on the watch list in the Discord. So thank you for joining and watching. Let's just end right now. Just rapid fire some stocks as well. It looks like we're going over time, but I'm just doing live analysis at this point now. Look at some other interesting stocks. Let's see what else is going on. Coinbase. Why is this here? Coinbase, a 4-hour oversold. Interesting. Interesting. Might have to rechart this. Because if this thing, Coinbase, if Bitcoin's going to go up, you know, sometimes these crypto stocks likes to go up too. So there might be a buy opportunity soon for Coinbase. Like this. Parallel channel. Parallel channel. So it would be nice if Coinbase could hold above the 149.62 level, right? Higher high, higher low. If it can hold that, beautiful. We need to really see a trend change for Coinbase. It's been bad. It's been bad, right? We had this one like Kathy Wood inspired, because this hit the support level back here in October, and then the whole market went up because of earnings. So earnings is coming up again. That's why I'm being cautious right now. We're about to go into finance earnings, tech earnings, retail earnings, you know, travel earnings. It's going to happen again for 4 weeks straight, right? So we're going to see more volatility in stocks and crypto. Just take a quick look at what else is here. Robinhood. That didn't quite turn into an upside down head and shoulders, but it's kind of like Coinbase. It is relatively low. It did lose the trend line. That was not so great, but you can see the upside potential. If this support level on Robinhood holds above $10, that's very good. Then there's actual like an investment opportunity here. If Robinhood, there's no scandal, assuming there's no scandal on Robinhood, there's still a 50% potential to the upside if Robinhood holds the bottom level. Robinhood needs to never go below $10. Because with this latest tech crash, maybe it's a dirty upside down head and shoulders. It's not really, because it's not a clean neckline, but I'm just going to say support levels down here. I'm watching Hood. Look at oil, because that's obviously been hyped up in the news. But with the Russia-Ukraine war, I mean, again, that Boris Johnson, Zelensky picture was like, wow, you know, that's a historical photo, in my opinion. So, you know, maybe we might get some more bullish sentiment, volatility in the markets. Right here, the USO is going in a symmetrical triangle. It's just tightening up equilibrium. There could be a 20% move to a 30% move, so like a 25% move breakout. So what we have to watch the resistance and the support. Because if it breaks out, again, for whatever reason, supply and demand, then it could go 25% to the upside or 25% to the downside, which, in my opinion, 25% to the downside over time might make more sense, because if you know the weekly chart, is we know that this thing double topped on a weekly. That's bad. I'm just going to say it. It's not good, because we've never seen that since the pandemic low of that ridiculous day on April 27, 2020. I was on the charts that day. We've never seen a double top weekly on oil ever for 2 years. And now it just happened. So if that's going to go down, it could go all the way down eventually to $60 oil. Eventually. It could take many months for that. So the war has to end. All of that has to end. And then the supply demand price needs to affect the price back down to downside. But since we have a quick double top here at this upper $80 range on US oil, I'm going to watch out for that. Just watch out for that. But for now in the intraday, it's just tightening up into a symmetrical triangle on the inside, the yellow triangle. More importantly as well, is there a trend line that's going to be broken? Maybe. So watch out for that. My watch list is quite large. Just look at AMD. Look at AMD, maybe AMC, we could look at some meme stocks for if people like meme stocks. Okay, this is one of my ideas. Just explain it real fast. Is that we have a AMD has been trying to hold above $100 support for about 3 months now. So this could be a potential setup. AMD earnings on May 3rd. So it's about okay, my internet connection dipped there for a second. So AMD has earnings on May 3rd and just holding above $100 support. So this is the problem with obvious trades like this. This is one of my ideas is once it's so obvious, it's not going to work. At some point, I don't know exactly which time because it's different for every single stock, but usually after the third time, it's getting a little too obvious. That's why this one actually might be real this time. It might penetrate to the downside. So this trade might not hold because the $100 needs to definitely hold for this thing to bounce up again. Or AMD has to do something and release some PR that's going to get the whole world excited. They already announced like their new video cards and some of that products. I looked at those, but it's not enough. You know, it's not like the old GPUs in 2020 and 2021 where people getting really excited about that, right? Like over here. So just watch out for that. It's a clear stop loss and clear break. But if we dig a little deeper, if someone's trying to time it exactly, well, the 4 hour, it's getting there. It's building, right? It could be upside down head and shoulders on the 4 hours. The price needs to never go down too far into the upper 90s dollars. All right. Let's look at GameStop, AMC, some of these charts. So AMC, obviously, if you've been following the news, is AMC took a stake in the small gold silver mining company HYMC, and so that's why this happened. Is it's like a PR synergy between two companies, AMC and HYMC. It's such a weird, strange play. Smart play by these companies. They know how to boost their stock price for traders as well. But still, there's the how did I know, or how could I foresee this was going to go up? Well, we didn't know the earnings. That's why I wasn't going to call that. But once that price didn't go below 79, that's how you know. Because it had kind of bad earnings on the two numbers, the EPS and the revenue, but that morning I was awake where it said the HYMC completed the share sale and they made X millions of dollars, and then traders got really excited about that. Well, actually, it might have been this gap up here. Excuse me. So this gap up was the HYMC news, but this was just a bullish low oversold play. That's why. So instead of me buying AMC, I bought something else. Still made pretty good amount of profit, close that out. But still, I'm using this as example is, well, if you look at a chart like this, the price, when it's hitting the 0.786 and it's not going below $79 on bad earnings, you know it's something suspicious. And then it's starting to uptrend, and then it started uptrending. And then if a trader really wanted to buy AMC, then they need to just buy it. The first target was 15-20%. It actually ended up going 100% off of the HYMC continuation news. This little continuation flag, this little baby flag right here. Flag, continuation, but then it double topped and then it's out. I'm out. Right, no more. So now there's going to be intraday continuation from the 5-minute, 15-minute chart. Right, we're talking about the past right now, but what's going to happen in the immediate future, that's the real trick. So it's still consolidating right now. The H1. There is bullish divergence momentum building. The only problem is the 4 hour is not as oversold as here. That's why, because off the China crash, remember saying March 14th, that was the bottom of a lot of stocks. It's the bottom of the stock market, March 14th. That's why it started bouncing up. Like a lot of stocks that oversold went crazy. I traded NEO instead. I did talk about AMC in the Discord though, so I did bring it to people's attention at least. The ticker symbol. So NEO, you know, all that stuff topped out, and then it topped down, pulled back now. So I'm not really interested in it because I like buying really low things, assets. because it's just so much easier. Trading and investing is easier when I buy at a really good low price. Then there's only one thing I have to worry about is where do I need to sell? Not about panicking every day and watching my phone every day, right? Because if you're panicking and looking at a trader's phone every day, you probably bought too high or too much money, too much risk. All right, so MC just playing the support level 133, watching that, resistance 158. That's a very large range on AMC. Just playing this particular little bounce. If it gets to 139, if it gets to 125, I might take an entry on AMC just to play the bounce because it's building. This thing's building. Could take a little while. Take a look at GameStop. The chart looks exactly the same. Wow. So you know, almost the same. Actually, sorry, I think I was on GME. Sorry, I think I flipped charts at one point. I think I was talking about the GME chart this whole time. All right, excuse me. But basically, the general psychology is the same. Is you had some kind of double bottoming out, and then you rallied up to the upside, right? AMC pulled back a lot more, so that's why. Got my ticker symbols mixed up there. It happens. Well, let me refresh the live chat. Sometimes the live chat doesn't refresh. Like people will say something, and I won't see it. So I need to just watch out for that. All right. So AMC just pulling back to 76, right? It's building this bullish momentum. That's why I'm getting interested in the actual AMC chart now I'm talking about. Is okay. It was uptrend. Now it's in a clear downtrend. I hope you all receive that, right? Clear downtrend. But if it starts to double bottom here at like the $18 or something like that, I might take entry. All right. So please excuse me. I got the GME and AMC tickers mixed up. Sometimes it happens, but the general psychology is there. Is if it's going to pull back down, I want it to bottom out at wherever it's going to bottom out, and then the shorts. We're going to squeeze the shorts out a little bit intraday, and there could be like a 10% bounce at some point because it's down 8% in one day. So when it bounces up, I might day trade or swing trade. It depends on the timing. All right, let me go to my usual watch list, and we'll end soon. Went 40 minutes over, but I think it was worth it to find some additional setups for the upcoming week. We've got to talk about MJ. MJ, the same deal, right? MJ, because again, at a certain point, I was telling people for months. I don't know how long I've been telling people about this MJ setup. The last time I really talked about was when somebody asked about the psychedelic stocks, the mushroom stocks, the stock market. But basically, on the weekly, we hit the support on March 14. Exactly, March 14 was that bottom of the market for now. But now the setup that's happening that I'm kind of excited for on MJ is: are we about to get an upside down head and shoulders ultimate reversal on marijuana stocks in the stock market? Upside down head and shoulders. Is it about to happen? Literally. Is the right shoulder about to form this week or next week? I'm very excited about that because I've been waiting for this for 1 year straight. Literally 365 days of waiting, and now it might happen. Okay, so I'm just letting you know now, MJ stocks, if it's gonna start mooning and pumping, it might be soon, this year, within 6 months maybe. As an investor, I'm excited about that. I don't even need to understand why. It's just the chart. It's so good, right? It's huge MACD. It's huge, bullish. And then you have upside down head and shoulders at the bottom support. I mean, come on, that's GameStop levels. This GameStop 2.0 possibly, or an AMC type of thing, right? This is not exactly perfect, but it's still building. And wherever the CGC, I switched to CGC now, right? There's a support level here. So CGC really needs to hold above $6. CGC needs to hold above $6. And we Fibonacci the whole thing here. Right at the 0.88, that's why there could be a big turnaround. But the volatility range could be like plus or minus 40%. So I'm not going all in any MJ stocks yet, but it's getting into a very suspicious zone right here. $6 support. Low RSI on the weekly. I mean, daily is not exactly there, but are we going to get upside down head and shoulders right before earnings? I would be very happy if that finally happened. Cron, it's building. TLRY with the pullback after earnings. So TLRY, what I want to see on TLRY chart, because I know a lot of people are still interested in this stock as an OG. It's an old school name. But if we Fibo this, it's way down here. So in terms of the all-time price of TLRY, right? If we just do pandemic low to pandemic high, it's still low price on a daily chart. And then this could be, it wasn't quite a double bottom, but you had bullish momentum right here, right here. Okay, so instead of me trading MJ and what is it, meme stocks, I traded crypto. Got almost about the same percentage profit. But if you're saying, okay, what's going to happen next? Well, it isn't that daily approaching the 618 level. Again, not basing, but getting there close to the 618, the $6 mark. So again, this is a good example of intraday, this uptrend to a sideways to a downtrend. And then if it holds here, we might see another lower high. We might see a swing trade opportunity of like a 10%, possibly. A 2-to-1 trade, but it just need to put some breathing room because it's not as oversold as the left side over here. You can see it's hovering like right here. There's 36 RSI. So again, if any smart market makers or shorts are watching this, they're probably going to want to crush all the stop losses and then buy the bounce, right? So that's why I'm just being a little cautious because I know that happens. 620, 660, play between those two levels. If this thing crashes all the way back down to $4 or $5, I'll probably buy some. But you can see here on the 4-hour, why did TLRY go up? There's a perfect upside down head and shoulders. On the intraday 4-hour, swing traders dream of this. 16% to upside, and we went way, way, way above that target. Again, what day? March 14th. Low of the market. All right. I think I'll end. We're doing a lot this stream. It's probably too much information for anyone starting out, but let's just look at the sector ETFs as well. Just get a broad overview market of the USA market. I'm gonna turn all these off. I did give this free setup of the finance sector. It's a good profit on that. But let's look at longer term though, and we'll end really soon. But this is kind of getting a broad overview. This is the style that I learned from the federal chairman himself, Jerome Powell. He said he looks at global, like if I have more time, I don't want to do it, and force people to stay. But on my own time, like I look at a lot of things. I look at global index. That's how I kind of know what's happening globally in Europe and Asia. Then like commodities, crypto, stocks, just look at everything, right? It doesn't take that long. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, AMB Global, for the 100 coins. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much for donating, watching, and joining and supporting. Hope your trading goes really well. If you have a request, just let me know. We'll end the stream with the request. Just want to look at the sectors for the American market because it is downtrending. If you look at it from an investor standpoint, downtrending, and it's holding the kind of that mid price support. When I saw the hammer candle, this is my idea. You could just look at that idea. So XLE. So if you look at the two charts and you compare it, right? XLE energy sector. That's why energy sector stocks went crazy this year because it was uptrending with the breakout. This is why I love technical analysis because even if I didn't listen to any of the news, if I just shut it all off and ignored it, I would still know I need to buy this energy stocks. I still need to know. I still would know because you have a breakout, retest. I remember saying this to somebody. I drew it. Watch out for this, and now it's just nonstop up. But at some point, though, it's kind of, is it going to turn into another ascending triangle, or is this a topping out formation, and we're going to pull back down? That's why XLE is different. XLF is going down. You see that? XLE is going up. energy up, finance down. But then now is energy stocks, is it finally their time to top out? It kind of is on the weekly, right? So I would be careful of this. The last time I looked at XLRE was back here, December 2021 of oil, and that was the exact perfect support spot to invest, right? That's why I don't really chase. That's why you don't hear me posting and talking about that stuff, because I like to get in early. Because then instead of buying right now, you sell, take the profit. Utilities, the insane breakout. So it's similar to XLE, but still it's getting a little bit into that overbought range, a little overextended. So I'm a little, bearish momentum here. So watch out. XLU, the utility sector, if you have stocks in there, it might pull back down to downside. Any day now. Watch out for that. Industrials, it had its run, but came back down to support. It's not the cleanest support line. It's kind of dirty. There is that horizontal support there, but there's also this one, the broadening megaphone, I like to call it. It's kind of choppy. It's not really exciting. But still, if you see what's going on right here is, wait a second, we have to be completely honest with ourselves right now. The super uptrend of COVID-19 is over for now, right? We've been consolidating for 1 year straight, okay? That should be very obvious to people of what the state of the market right now. It's not in a period of growth. It's in a period of stagnation. You hear that word, stagflation, stagnant inflation. So if we don't have any good bullish news and events that's going to rocket push us to the upside, if earnings is bad this quarter, we're probably going to see some significant downside, right? That's why you're hearing people talking more about inflation and recession, is because the charts on a lot of these sectors is literally either sideways or down. There's only a few sectors that actually went up, right? So you gotta watch out for that. I don't want to get too hyped up about any moves. We already had all of them. Healthcare. Why is healthcare going up? Well, COVID, Omicron. That's basically why. When COVID, Omicron gets worse, all the health stocks are more important. The value is more important. The value of Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, even a little bit AstraZeneca, and anything vaccine related goes up. Insurance is more valuable, right? So then, and then on here on the charts, you have upside down head and shoulders saying we are going up. So like conservative investors, okay, buy right here, still up 8% if they have a large account. That was a perfect trade, right? Just watch out for it though, because it's starting to hit this top side resistance. This is starting to broaden out like that. That's a very kind of strange looking pattern, but it's kind of in the sky right now. That's why I watch out for it. It's not as overextended as XLE. XLP, consumer staples, same thing, is when there's times of, it's like Costco. Times of COVID or times of war, you got to stock up on supplies. So then people are going to buy consumer staples. Also, some people have more money these days because of a tax refund. It's all related. Fear of war, fear of virus is going to cause people to buy supplies. So we did have this this low here on March 10, and March 14 is the bottom market, and it's overextended. XLY, consumer discretionary, a little bit down though. Right, people did spend. Okay, it's tax time. Okay, some of these consumer discretionary stocks, a little bit oversold, overbought to the upside, and now it's coming back down to about the 618 level. It did hit this triple bottom right here to the double top. So very similar to SPY. Moving on. Materials. So again, how did I know I need to short X, US Steel? How did I know? Because of this chart. I put this in the idea as well, right? XLB. I said XLB looks like it's topping out, and then it pulled back down. So again, but this is like a pop quiz for an analyst or trader. Is like, okay, if I see a chart like this, where am I supposed to buy as a long? right? This is where you put your support and resistance. Where's the support? Right down here at 79 or 78. Okay, because how many touch points do you have on the floor, the support? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 bundles. Okay, and where's the general resistance? Generally up here at 90. Okay, so that when it hit the support down here at 79, traders and investors were waiting for, what is it, 3 months for it to hit my price. And then it's at the support level. Beautiful. And then long. No questions. There's just no question about it. Intraday, there might have been a double bottom. Yep, double bottom. Just don't even think about it. It's just boom. The setup's there for long. Buy, buy, buy. The stop loss was what? 2%. And then the payoff was 12%. 6-1. Perfect trading. Don't even have to know about everything about materials. As long as there's no like global risk, like scandal or something like that. And now, since it hit the top resistance, that's how I knew it's at a problem. Same thing with Apple. Real estate, a little bit trickier, the chart. But still, you could see the support level right here at where? $43. This one is trickier because like, where's the resistance? Like, okay, you probably have to just play around with the trend line here. In this particular case, because this trend line is so ugly, I would just put horizontal resistance, support. Put a support here, like that. Or you could just draw Fibonacci, but I'll just use it like this. It's not quite as overbought as energy sector, but you are reading I see articles about housing market crash and things like that. So this could just be really the resistance for XLRE. Watch out. XOK, a tech fund. So again, once I'm looking at the sector ETFs, I'm getting a better handle. I'm getting a better grip on what's going on with the USA market. Because this price does not look like XLE, right? XLE went straight up. XOK is going down. But now what I'm looking for is this going to turn into a giant weekly upside down head and shoulders? Possible. That's the best bullish case. But if not, we could retest this bottom side in tech stocks. That's why I'm being a little bit cautious on the support to the downside. Is how far in tech stocks are we going to go down before we get some good bounce? It might be earnings related. I might have to wait 2 weeks before this thing actually starts to show me signs of going up again. And the communications, very similar to tech. I don't need to talk about it, but someone asked me is how do I know there's a top? There's a head and shoulders here on XLC. Communications is easier to see on the weekly chart, but that's how you knew if a trader was holding their communications like investment portfolio or stocks. Is this a very clear trend line and then it was lost, right? If a trend line for 1.5 years gets violated to the downside and starts downtrending, you just get out of there. Because beginner investors would be like, well, let's just see if it keeps going up. But then if you're experienced technical analyst, once you lose that break, there's something wrong. There's something very wrong right here in the blue circle. Red alert. And then now we have the crypto, right? So if you kind of look at the entire sectors of US and you look at crypto, it's more like tech. It's finance and tech, right? So that's how, just getting a more global perspective. Okay, well, I don't do predictions. If somebody's asking me for that, I do forecasts of technical analysis. You're talking about TLM? I'm presuming you're talking about alien worlds. Is that what you're talking about? The crypto trillium? Let's take a look. TLM. Yeah, TLM is also on Binance US. So So it's Alien Worlds is the crypto name. Very interesting. All right, so TLM, at least on Binance. Let me see if I can get a older coin. Let's just take a look. This is what I like to do. If I look at a coin for a while, you look at all of them, all the indexes, because they're all slightly different. CoinX, Gate.io. All right, but even the Binance one is okay. So the thing is it's actually possibly upside down head and shoulders on a daily. So I remember drawing this for somebody a long time ago saying, well, we're in the wedge right now. We lost that support, so it's don't touch it for a while. And now, why is it different now? Is because it's basing above 10 cents. That's actually good. So again, just like tech stocks, like we just saw, are we about to upside down head and shoulders and start a new uptrend? It's possible. That's why. Maybe. That's why I'm keeping an eye out on these stocks and cryptos. Okay, because if you could draw this as the pivot point, it's inside a giant symmetrical triangle. So okay, if this is going to be the bullish setup, we're calling it right now potential bullish setup. But is it really oversold? No, not really. The better spot to buy is like 9 cents. But still, if it's going to turn into a step-in type of thing where it's going to go 100% or something, it doesn't really matter that much. The exact pinpoint perfect spot. It's just getting low enough, right? So 4 hour is basically low enough. 1 hour is, we just had the balance. We had that 15-minute balance like a couple hours ago. So again, it's very possible that we could get upside down head and shoulders on TLM with this upside down head and shoulders. That would be a massive move. It'd be at least 50 to 100% profit. So 100% would take us to, this is how we do it. We're not predicting, we're doing TA forecast, price forecast, 27 cents. That's the first target. 50, what is it? We're going 50%. So 50% from the breakout would be 20 cents. So these are the two targets, 20 cents, 27 cents. If it happens to go higher than that, then we use the next resistance levels up as targets. So 37 cents, 43, and then 77, and probably maybe even $1 if it goes crazy. If it goes all the way up. So this is more of a potential investing play, but if you look at the Bitcoin chart is not as bullish as TLM. So TLM is just going to have to do it by itself if it's going to do it. Okay. So this is the risk reward box is too big. So you're going to have to do something like this. This thing got messed up. Let's draw another one. Sometimes that happens. On a positive. There you go. So then where's the stop loss? Well, where did this candle low go to? 0.0856. So it's quite a large stop loss. This is actually more like an investment. If you have to do a stop loss this big, it turns into investment. So this is more an investment play on TLM. I mean, it could be a day trading play, but because of the strength of the upside down head and shoulders, if this is going to really happen, this coin could moon someday. So 50% is the first target. I'll just leave the green box like that. All right, so we're going to call it now. If it's going to go up, it's going to go up like that. It's going to go 50 to 100% because, but it might take a while for it to happen. Step-in was different. It happened in like a week. So it depends on how populous this is going to get. So the problem is sometimes it fails. Sometimes it fails. So if we know that in the side of our minds, that where's the downside risk? The downside risk is 9 cents, 7 cents, even 6 cents. That's tremendous downside, like 30% downside. So you want to watch out for it, okay? Any traders who are watching this excited about TLM, just watch out for it. Because the previous low is 7 on this chart. That's a long way down. Because if this upside down head and shoulders does not survive and hold, then you could have a lower low. And then traders will buy it there. Right? So this is that first spot. It's not a perfect spot, but if you're just generally trying to buy something for investment, maybe this one might go. But all the indicators are not lined up that this is the exact perfect spot to buy at this second in time. But maybe it doesn't matter as much. Because if it's going to go, if it's like Shiba Inu or a Dogecoin, where at one point it was like 10 cents and it's about to moon to 20 cents, we're going to be happy that we bought it anywhere in this range. Okay, but it's not really all in or anything like that. It's more like just a potential. All right, I went way over. I went 1 hour over. So I think any requests, where we're gonna have to do it next time. And if you're just coming in to the stream right now, I've been streaming for 2 hours. I went 1 hour over time. So I'm just gonna call it for today. And thanks so much for watching on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch. I have a free Discord group that I release free watches about index and some cryptos. And then occasionally, if there's a good idea, I'll put up on TradingView chart idea. So thanks so much for joining and watching. Next time, if you want to, if you have a request and you want me to do it faster, just consider maybe cheer donating, and then we could do the request much faster next time. So thanks so much for watching. Hope you have a nice trading week, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.